guys have been fucking amazing for the last 10 years.
Let me start off with a Twitch feed this morning, and I got to get the whole name right. Mile High Hockey Lab.
The city of Denver, the state of Colorado, you guys have been fucking.
From Spectrum Community Services Studios in Colorado, USA, this is the Mile High Hockey Lab.
Well, hello and welcome to the Mile High Hockey Lab. My name is Adrian Hernandez. I am here today with Brendan Vogt and Evan Liu, and we are making this 137th edition of the Mile High Hockey Lab happen. No ifs, ands, or buts. This is hockey season. We're getting close to the playoffs, and so we made this show happen. I'm in the midst of a baby potty training journey. So bless my wife for giving me what she said is the shortest 15 minutes of my life.
Oh,
so,
dude, it's a break. It's a break. It's a break.
Yes.
And bless your wife for that.
Yes, exactly. So thank you to the 14 of you so far for tuning into this live edition of the Mile High Hockey Lab. Let's make it count, right? Let's make the most of this time. As it seems the Colorado Avalanche are, with opportunities, they keep making it count, getting another victory last night over the Winnipeg Jets in the same time frame when the Dallas Stars are on a losing streak. The Colorado Avalanche are on a winning streak, and the gap in the Central and the otherwise NHL seems to be getting more vast between the Avalanche and the rest of the group, which is a wonderful thing for Avalanche fans. Not to mention the group is getting healthy as we saw the return of Arturi Lehkonen, which we can talk about. Maybe touch on a bit of who was sent down. That's looking over at Gavin Brindley, who is no longer a Colorado Avalanche, but Brandon raises his eyebrows excitingly as he will be playing hockey for the Colorado Eagles now. Brandon, so I'm interested how you feel about that. And yeah, let's just start talking hockey, Mile High Hockey style. Head on over to Hockey Mountain High as well. Brandon, we'll start with you. And we'll start with the Gavin Brindley conversation. Reassigned to the Eagles with Arturi Lehkonen's return to the lineup. We kind of saw that, talked about it in our last episode with Bardakov not being available in terms of being sent down. Brindley was basically the only option. You're excited, I think.
Oh, just a bit. He didn't play today. And they literally just wrapped up the game like 2 minutes before because they had a strange day game in Calgary today because the Hitmen are playing their playoff game. So, yeah, it's going to put some extra ammo into the lineup, even though they scored 5 power play goals today.
So that's funny because, like, what was it? Maybe a month ago, we were like, it's an organizational issue. Even the Eagles are having an issue on the power play. That has settled, it appears.
Well, and not exactly. It's just you guys remember Ivan Prosvetov?
Yes.
He was in net for Calgary today.
Really? I thought he was
Yeah.
in like the KHL already or something.
Well, he had signed a contract, as far as I know, with the KHL, and then had come back and signed a deal with the Calgary organization, and he was getting lit up like a Christmas tree today. And wow.
Wow.
Let's just hope this pulls the Eagles out of that power play slump, because on the road, they are just horrendous on the power play. And Marie had actually written an article just earlier this week, and I'm sure Evan saw it too, about how bipolar the Eagles are on the power play. Because at home they're great, on the road they stink, and maybe they read the article.
They've turned it around. Well, that's the message I feel like for the Avalanche too, right, Evan?
Yes.
It seems like since the Olympic break, I mean, there's statistics to back it. Like the Avalanche have been one of the top 10 best power plays since the Olympic break, and they're getting them when they're important, like contextually to the game, not just like right out the gate or in a game that's a blowout. They're getting important power play goals. Is it really as simple as the little adjustment they made with Natchez and McKinnon, kind of sharing that space? McKinnon more of a on the line presence rather than on the dot. Is it really that simple, or is this maybe even like the patience and the chemistry finally clicking?
I'll be honest, you cut out for like half of that question. It was my fault, not yours, but I know it was about the power play. So I do want to talk about the power play because it has been positive. I know that Natchez has been on a tear, of course, post Olympic break, which has been very, very positive and kind of been a big driver of this entire power play, right? And then obviously the acquisition of Kadri, giving the Avs another option. I really liked that Chicago goal where McKinnon did like a little spinorama, kind of like that Team Canada goal at the Four Nations to open that tournament over to Kadri, and that was just exceptional stuff, right? And it's something that we haven't seen out of Colorado, so that's something that was nice to see, of course, and it just gives them a different option. I think they're clipping. I think Brennan, your article said about 30%. Since the Olympic break. So, I mean, they're still, towards the bottom of the overall league, which I think was kind of to be expected after the poor start they already had on it, but they're doing better. I think that 30% would put them somewhere in the top half, I would imagine, since the Olympic break. So on the right track, at least, that's for sure.
I mean, even a deviation from 30%, from 20 to 30, I think gets you by in the playoffs. I think obviously the higher it is in the playoffs, the better. That's simple logic, but I think that they can get by with what they're getting right now. I think it's dangerous enough, and I do think there's potential for it to get better, which is a scary thing, I think, for teams around the league. The Avalanche, the last thing that teams around the league want is the team that's the best on 5-on-5 to also get hot on the power play. So let's hope that does come to fruition for the Colorado Avalanche. Evan, I just have to know, it's always a crapshoot, like where you're going to be when we're doing these shows. Like, is he driving? Right now, it looks like you're in a park. Are you at like a air show? What's going on?
I'm outside. I'm back in Colorado, by the way, for the weekend. So that's nice. I'm here at home. There might be a certain bold prediction about a certain hockey game that's going on that on Saturday that I might or might not be at. I am currently outside where my niece goes to, like, I guess, child school, I guess. And she has a little soccer lesson thing. So that's what I'm here for.
Very nice.
To watch at 4:00 here. Yeah.
Attaboy. I thought I recognized that blue sky. I didn't think you were. That didn't look like a buffalo sky. I'm just saying, not to be rude, but that blue behind you is screaming Colorado, especially as of late. But yeah, the blue skies continue in Colorado in more way than one, as the Avalanche are now on a winning streak, Brennan, and a timely winning streak with the Dallas Stars facing a losing streak, and the gap is now, I believe, 9 points with a game in hand, and there are 10 games remaining. So what is, I guess, the magic number I've seen from AJ, and I believe it was Corey of the Denver Post, was 11 points. Are you guys in agreement with that? That kind of puts it to me somewhere maybe against like St. Louis later on in April. What are your guys' thoughts? Does the road to clinching the President's Trophy look easier now? Or is it going to be
care
just
less about that trophy?
Yeah.
That's not the trophy I care about.
So is it worth pursuing at all, in your opinion? Or is this just like...
No, I don't care about the President's Trophy. I care about the one at the end.
Well, they're going to win the President's Trophy if they win the Central Division. So you can't really win the Central and then say, oh, no, we don't want the President's Trophy. That's just how it's going to be.
Yeah, but you get my point.
I do get your point. Yeah, I get it. It's, we can talk about the curse and, how that could play into things and stuff.
I don't care about the curse. It's just that's the one I don't care about. It's plain and simple. I just don't care about the President's Trophy. I care about the 35 pounds of silver at the end of the road. That's the one I want.
Well, you are like a beautiful spokesman for the Stanley Cup tournament right now, but I will agree with Evan in that, like, in the context of winning the division and winning the trophy, I think it matters due to home ice, due to matchups. We talked a little bit about who we might see the Avalanche facing in the first round. And I was watching the DNVR show, and AJ said he wants the Kraken to continue the revenge tour. What do you guys think of that?
Seattle, that feels like a matchup that Colorado could take. I know that Nashville has also kind of been in the running out, kind of surprisingly, as well. If they wanted to go down a similar 2022-esque run, they obviously had Nashville in that first round. So there's always that matchup. I still really like LA. If LA keeps on winning and heads into that matchup in the first round. Same with San Jose. I really just don't want Utah, and that seems difficult. I think for that to happen now at this point, it would need someone out of the Pacific Division and that pillow fight that Connor McDavid labeled it as to overtake Utah as that first wild card spot. But I guess if you had to go rankings wise, I feel like Seattle's maybe number 2 or 3 of the teams I'd like to least face, but that doesn't mean that I don't think the Avalanche could handle them, because I think it's kind of been demonstrated all year that can be the case. And Seattle is actually the regular season finale for Colorado. They visit Denver in Game 82, so that might be a little preview of things to come. Or Seattle could still be fighting for that playoff spot, which then would really make things interesting in that game, because Colorado will probably be resting all their starters and Seattle will be going for it. So Game 82 might be intriguing.
That sounds exactly like something that could happen. Like the Avs and Seattle play in the very last game of the series. Seattle wins by some like 8-2 number. So going into game 1, the narrative is like, was that real? And I can see it already. Oh boy. But AJ put it this way. He's like, then the fans can boo to their heart's content in terms of Cale Makar, and the Avs can walk right through them. I don't know, man. Like this doesn't shape up to me as a 16-4 type of run, Brandon. Either way, no matter who it is in the first or second round, this has a getting to 16 is going to be a challenge round by round feeling to me. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as dominant of a run as the previous run, but they do have a lot of talent to get through it. But yeah, it's gonna be a challenge this time around.
Yeah, and speaking of talent, the Avs added Arturi Lehky back to the lineup, which then begged the question: what do these lines look like? We saw the lines look exactly like the projected lineup that came out on socials, which is pretty rare. And then in the second half of the game, a deviation from that almost entirely. Which version, I guess, of the lines are you more privy to? Did you like Landeskog up with the top line, and or Kadri back at 3C?
Oh, I always like Landy up at the top line. What are you talking about? Do I even need to? Come on, dude. I mean, how many Landy jerseys do I have? Come on.
Yes, exactly.
More Landy time is good times.
What about Kadri on the third line?
No, don't like it.
Where do you rather him play winger to
I
get
would
into
like
the top
him to
six?
play wing on like the second or the first line. He seemed to excel there.
Well, I know too that I believe I saw in the second half of last night's game that they shuffled the lines a little bit. And I believe it was, what was it? I think it was Landeskog, Lehkonen, McKinnon first line. And then it was Colton, Nelson, Natchez second line, I believe. And then the third line was Kadri. And then I assume Nichushkin, and I don't remember who the third one was. But
yeah, Nichushkin on a third line.
Well, listen, and I know Jackie's not here today, but I'll kind of echo what she would say is that shows that you have very solid depth. that you can move certain guys up and down the lineup and they can fit in and kind of, for lack of a better term, spread the wealth. And I think it was kind of demonstrated in Winnipeg where, Colorado wins their first game there in over a year or whatever it is by now. So, like,
2023
lots of
was the last
options.
win, I think.
Well, there we go. Yeah. So you have a lot of different options now if you're the Avalanche. And that's something that we haven't really been able to say a lot about. I think still the bigger question, like we've talked about before, is the defense. But at least on the forward line, and like that's really good. And I feel like Kadri was kind of always going to be traded here anyway to be that 3C, and that he was kind of elevated to that top 6 role with all those injuries. So he looked good, don't get me wrong. And he's older now. He's older than he was in 2022 when he had that career year. But, I mean, he's still providing, and I think he can do that no matter where he is in the lineup.
Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting because, like, the only line that seems set is the fourth line. I mean, that's not a negative thing. It's like you have options in the top 9, and they're viable options. So it's like, you're right. It's an example of the Avalanche depth. The answer is, or the question is, like you said, is the depth there on the back end? I will say, like, Kulak is so much better than I could have anticipated. Brennan, what are your thoughts on that?
I like him, and he seems to be doing a good job with Kaling and keeping up with him. And I don't know what happened with Devontae's that he is lost his momentum and seems to have lost his groove. I don't know if it was Team Canada or lack of sleep from having his kid right before the Olympics, and then the time changes. It can be a lot of things that just are hurting his momentum right now, and they're showing on the ice.
And it's interesting too that you bring that up. Sorry, Ado, I know you got to run, so we'll take it. Is that like that? I mean, we talk about that fourth line, right? And that's without Nick Waugh. That's the only guy right now that the Avalanche are really missing at this point. And for those that missed it, I believe it's an upper body injury.
And they were saying last night that he's going to be back next week.
All right, so there we go. I mean, he's going to slot in then on that fourth line, and that'll relieve Kiviranta. I would imagine that he'll be the one that ends up coming off. Oh, is Bardakov still okay? So then it would probably be Bardakov that would be coming out in that instance then, and just being a scratch. So, I mean, that's a really, really good, 4 deep line, I think, in my opinion. And I mean, we saw what Waugh did in 2023 with Vegas when he was in that similar role. And I'm excited. I'm excited for the potential that this Avalanche forward depth has. And I guess we can I don't know if we have talked about it yet. Logan O'Connor's first games back with the Avalanche. That obviously brings a lot more validity and, play style and aggressiveness, that the Avs have kind of been missing. Is that what you've seen so far, Brendan, in his first couple games?
He showed it last night. He was on that forecheck like he's always been, and he's not showing that he slowed down at all on that forecheck. Like it's like he's been playing 70 games already, and I'm sure his legs and hips are killing him by the end of that shift, because I've been there with my knees and I've been there with my back, and oh my gosh, I can't imagine doing 2 hip surgeries and then trying to come back from those. So yeah, he looks like he's doing just fine for now.
Yeah, and you'll have to refresh my memory on this. Was it both the 2 different hips that he got his surgeries on?
2 different hips, 2 different years. So one hip 1 year, and then the other hip the following year.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's missed a decent amount of time, right? And to come back from that is pretty impressive, I feel like.
The first one, I don't think he missed any time. He just had it in the off season, and I think he missed like a month or something like that. And then this season, setbacks, all that fun junk that they announced in the middle of November, and that set him back a while. And what I think it had to do with was that he had to learn how to walk again, and his muscles had pulled his hips out of alignment and everything like that. So he was probably getting adjusted with a chiropractor and everything. And they had to be gentle about it because he just had major hip surgery.
Jeez, yeah, it's not quite Landeskog level-esque, and I know that you all were kind of talking about it last week, but this is still pretty remarkable, I feel like, comeback, especially this late on in the year when, the games are all important right now. And I think that this is the thing too that I found very interesting, is that he's kind of just being chucked into the woods and saying, "Hey, good luck," right? Because he didn't have a single practice at 5-on-5 before this. That was very surprising to me.
Yeah, and
it made me a little nervous.
Evan, that's not to interject, but that's a good segue to my bold prediction, which I don't know if you guys, if you knew this because you weren't here.
Oh, I know. Don't worry. I know. I'm disappointed. I know.
We're perfect on bold predictions on everyone involved. And we had some double predictions as well, which were also correct, which is just unreal, to include what you're talking about, which is Logan O'Connor. I had predicted that he would play 15 plus, and then we dialed it back to 14 because 15 just sounded so ridiculous with him coming back, which is another thing for
15-10.
Yeah, which is another thing. You're talking about him being thrown straight to the woods. I agree with you. Back on the PK, but not only that, like Brennan, what you first talked about, I expected the version of LOC to be kind of worse than he was when he came back from the first hip, which we talked about. He was kind of slow, missing a little bit of that pep in his step that we're used to seeing. That's not the case in this situation, in this comeback story. He looks plenty capable and willing to go and forecheck. But I ask you this, like Landeskog, who talked a lot about adrenaline when we talked to him in Loveland when he came back to the Eagles, and how that carried him a lot of the way through not having his legs that you would having played in 70 some regular season games. How much of that is do you apply to what we're seeing from Logan, or is this to be expected like night in and night out?
I'd say it's about 90% of it, because he hasn't played a competitive game since May of last year. And then to drop him back in it 10 months later after he's had major, I'm assuming it's probably reconstructive on his, my guess it's labrum. That's just my guess, given the circumstances. But I am speculating and talking to my sports therapist and everything like that. That's what he's guessing and everything. So the labrum is kind of what the tendons that hold the hips together, essentially. But
similar to, you have them in your shoulders as well, correct?
Yes. Yeah. And that's typically what you tear when you dislocate your shoulder. So,
which might be coincidentally what we're looking at with Lehky, pure speculation. But when they talked about the shoulder injury, that's and a shoulder popping in and out of place, that's typically like the injury that coincides.
Yeah, and I've dislocated my shoulder. It's not pleasant.
Yeah, no, I have as well.
Yeah,
playing football, and it's not a good time. But let's do our bold predictions real quick. We're gonna have a short episode today, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the Mile High Hockey Lab, this 137th edition. We're doing it, and we're doing it live, no matter what. Even if Evan has to come from us from a park at a child's play museum, we're gonna make it happen. I think I totally just described where you are completely wrong, but
you're fine. Totally, it's all right. It is what it is. You might hear screaming children in the background, but that's all right. It's all right.
I do indeed. Well, Evan, you were absent last show, so you didn't give a prediction, but you still have one for the season long that says the Penguins will miss the playoffs. You're looking like that. You might get a season long buzzer on that one, brother.
Hold on. I've been looking though, because I've been intrigued. They are. It's only like 2-3 points.
They're on the
difference.
They're on the cusp.
So
Mhm.
3 straight losses. You never know. I'm just
Yeah.
putting that out there.
They've
Hey,
been
and
playing
dude,
well though.
Buffalo's in the hunt for the President's Trophy, so you might never get to move back to Colorado if Sabres fans find out that you moved out there just ahead of this
They're
season.
so excited. I've never seen. It's kind of funny that you bring that up. It's not quite Buffalo Bills level of like merchandise and hype and craziness, but they're all about the Sabres right now out there in Western
That's
New
awesome.
York, and it's pretty cool to see.
Good for them. They deserve it. And now Toronto has a team to root for. But anyway, Jackie had a bold prediction in our last episode that said Gerard would have more points than Taves. That one happened. That one happened. Let's make sure of that because I don't like that prediction. It's a classic Jackie prediction.
It is a classic Jackie prediction. Everyone's saying that they got dinged, so that makes you think that she got it. But
I think she got it,
know.
but she did give 2, so she may. Let's go look. We're looking at game logs here. So Sammy had an assist. I remember that. And not Jonathan Taves, guys. Devon Taves. Come on, internet. Keep up here. This is an Avalanche podcast. Let's see here. Yeah, they both had a point. So that's a push. So we're not going to, I guess if it's a push, it's wrong. So we lied. Not a perfect, but everyone did get a ding because Jackie said the Avs would win, but that was a double ding. So everyone but Jackie got a ding, it appears. Brendan, you said LOC would have an assist. Well, by God, he did.
And it
indeed.
was so pretty.
Yeah,
really
that was great. We didn't really touch on it either. All of the guys that returned from injury in the last week have all contributed in some form and capacity. So good for Lehky in particular. He did really good on that assist last night.
Yeah, to nail McKinnon just on the tip. I know. I know you're at a park.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you're at a park, but still. But
okay, whatever. It is what it is. I'm just gonna move on with my day with that.
So I'm looking up this. I'm going to look up Sam Malinsky's stats. It looks like that one was a push 2 for Ezra, who had Malinsky outscoring Gerard. It seems like he was trying to undo Jackie's, but they both were wrong. And let's look here. This was a total lie. No perfect ding, just me. And I'm perfect, I guess, in my mind. Multi-point night for a former or current Avalanche defender. That did indeed happen. Give me my ding. And we'll stack it on top of the others. And I said Logan O'Connor would play at least 14 after predicting 15 and being talked down. So there's my roses. I will take them. I will put them in a nice vase, as the fancy people say. But I'm going to let you guys take this for a second while I tend to life.
Yeah. Well, now I don't feel as bad because I thought that everyone got like every prediction right. And I was listening to it on my plane ride home on Wednesday, and I was like, oh my gosh. I've missed the last 2 episodes, and that's how this has gone down. So
yeah. I finally actually get one right. So
well, it's because you finally picked an Avs one, I think, right?
Well, no, I've been picking Avs ones, and yeah, now I'm gonna pick an Eagles one and watch this. They'll actually stop scoring on the freaking power play. So
I knew you were gonna go down that path. While we're waiting for Ado to get things under control and back for his bold prediction, because we haven't really touched on it yet. Lekkonen's first game back last night, Brennan. Just give me your quick initial reactions to it.
Well, they moved him up to a first line, so obviously they felt like he did pretty well. So, and then that, as I'd mentioned, the assist, the shot from out top I think it was the circle, to nail McKinnon on the top of the crease like that. Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah, that was, I'll admit, I only watched about the second half of last night's game, but that assist was very, very nice. And I was surprised when Winnipeg even decided to challenge that for goaltender interference. I don't know if that was just a desperate plea in that moment, but I mean, regardless, the Avalanche, they worked out of that in the end, and it was probably a little bit closer than they wished it was at the end of the day, thanks to those Scheifele goals. But I mean, you're in a good stretch right now for the Avalanche, and that win last night plus Dallas losing to the New York Islanders,
9
points, 9-point difference.
9 times.
Yeah, how important is that now, Brennan? Especially when you look, I think it was a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, that gap was within 2 points.
2 points. Yeah. And then with 10 games left, and then the Avs have a game in hand, and one of those games, oh my God, put on a shirt, Ado.
One of those games is against Dallas.
Yes,
I do know that.
One of those games is against Dallas.
I am wearing a shirt. My wife hates this shirt, so thanks for bringing it up.
So do we.
I got the Belichick on. Hey, don't hate on the Belichick, dog.
Who's we, Brennan? Who's we?
Yeah, come on now. This is pure America over here, brother. Come on now. But yeah, I think that what's good for the Avalanche right now is they're coming on strong in a lot of ways right at the perfect time. And I think that's the theme. Maybe we weren't perfectly bold in our predictions, but the theme is that those who were confident that the Avs would find a way were perfectly bold in that prediction. And maybe it wasn't all that bold because this team has been the best team in the league all season long. It was funny to me. Drew Livingston, who's the producer of LFR, said, wow, the Dallas Stars really blew the division. And although I understand what he's saying, Evan, as you point to those 2 points in that scenario and that game, but the Avalanche have led the way. So if anyone had it to blow it, it's only been the Avalanche. No one's ever gotten out of the rearview mirror. So to those of you Dallas Stars fans who said objects appear closer, they still appear right where they are, which is in second place for now. So we'll see you come playoff time one more time before the season's out. But let's quickly give our bold predictions and get the heck out of here, so that I can be a loving father and husband once more. But I'm going to roll the sponsor, and we'll think on it right now.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
I call that bold talk.
All right, this is Bold Predictions brought to you by Brews Ale House Brewing Company, the brewery located in the heart of downtown Pueblo, Colorado, right alongside the historic Pueblo River Walk. Head there for some delicious beverages, some delicious food, and they will have the game as well as a full bakery, coffee station, all the good stuff over there. All the beer is made in-house as well as every single recipe. So Bold Predictions brought to you by Brews Ale House. Brennan, you go first. Hope you're muted, handsome.
Gavin Brenly goal.
Oh, I like it.
But not on the power play? We were just talking about the power play.
Yeah, not on the power play.
Okay.
They're not going to play Prosvetov on Sunday. You kidding?
Okay.
Not
Brenly
after
goal,
that slaughtering on the power play.
Not on the power play. Fair enough. Evan, what do you got for me?
The Eagles had 9 power plays today.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Not a lot of goalie can do in that scenario. But Evan, what do you got for me?
I'm going to kind of go for a combo here because the main reason I'm back in Denver is for the Denver Summit and WSL, their first ever home game that's happening tomorrow at Broncos Stadium. So that's a big deal. And then obviously the Avs are going right across the street soon after. I'm going to say Denver Summit win in their first ever home game, and Nazem Kadri scores a goal because he's only scored I think 2 goals since he's come back with the Avs. And he's playing in a lower, down on the lower lines now. That feels bold enough, I feel like, unless I need it to be more bold. Tell me, Ado.
No, I think that's bold enough. I mean, you're calling for a win in the National Women's Soccer League from the new Denver Summit FC, the soccer team that represents Colorado now in that league, which is very cool. And a Nazem Kadri goal, I think he's due. I think he's capable. But I believe coupling the two of them, it's not only beautiful, but a great idea for a bold prediction. So I will allow it, and it is written down. So hopefully next time on Tuesday at 3:45, we can get you back and get you a ding for that prediction. that just leaves myself. And with Winnipeg and Calgary between now and likely our next show on Tuesday, I will say that Gabe Landeskog has a 2-goal performance against the Calgary Flames in specific. That's my bold prediction this
Just
week.
not against Dustin Wolf.
I like that one.
If it's against, the other guy, the former DU Pio, I'm fine with that. If it's against Dustin Wolf, I will be livid.
The DU, are they playing right in this
Right
tournament
now.
currently?
Right
now, yes. They're the second
at
seed
Blue Arena
in their region. Yeah. So head on over to, I believe it's on ESPN or wherever. Just get on your TV. I'm sure you can find it. DU playing right now in the regionals, I believe it is right now in the college.
Cornell.
Very cool. Very cool. So tune into that. And folks, thank you so much for tuning into the Mile High Hockey Lab today. We're going to wrap things up right there. Please don't forget to join us on our next episode on Tuesday at 3:45 p.m. Mountain Time. We will be live. Head on over to the website, milehighhockey.com, as well as Hockey Mountain High, where you can find the works of Evan Liu and Brendan Vogt, who are my esteemed colleagues and joined me today on this 137th edition of the Mile High Hockey Lab, where we covered the Avalanche expanding on their lead, Lehky returning, Logan O'Connor returning. We weren't so perfect with our perfectly bold predictions, except for me. I did fine, got my 2 points, got my box of Rantanen jerseys on its way to me. That's going to be just a great time. But thank you, folks, for tuning in. Go ahead, Brendan. What's up?
I put the link on the side there, but tomorrow, again on Saturday, we are doing a watch party for the Winnipeg game at number 38, and I can pull up the watch or the
I got you.
poster
Stand
there,
by.
but
I was going to say, where the hell did I go? Kicking me out early.
Here you go, Brandon. Do your thing.
Okay, so we're doing a watch party at number 38. Starts at 4:30. It's the pregame. I will be there. Probably the podcast guys will be there. At least one of them will be. Griffin has been there for the last few. I would imagine that Colleen Flynn is going to be at the game covering the game. So just come in, get some beers, enjoy the game, and have some fun and watch the Avs beat down the Jets or ground the Jets. Ha 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 ha.
All right. Well, then I think that'll end it. Brandon, thank you for that. Yes, I appreciate you guys. Please like and subscribe to this program. And you folks have a wonderful day. This has been the Mile High Hockey Lab.